Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Coached Up. I am your host, Kyle the Style, and once again, I have my co-host with me. What's up, Dad? How you doing?
Hey man, it's all good for an old Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I wore this for our guest. It's all
Yeah.
good. It's all good. Hey, look, tonight it is indeed a pleasure as we've kind of taken a little hiatus after basketball season, and we want to come back with a bang. So we coming back with a favorite son of Bolivar, Tennessee, University of Memphis alum. Hey, Tennessee's own and the head coach of the Whitehaven Tigers, Coach Willie Kemp.
How you guys doing?
Hey, yes, sir. Yes,
How you guys
sir.
doing? How you guys doing? Thanks for having me tonight.
Oh man,
Man,
our
doing
pleasure.
great. Absolutely, man. So, like I said on here on Coached Up, man, we just want to show light on new coaches that's been
Hmm.
around for a while, just coaches in general. We're not really talking X's and O's or why'd you lose the game or why'd you make this bad rotation call or whatever. We just want to give love to the coaches and just learn more about coaches. So that's why we doing this today. So Lil Willie Kemp, I call you Lil Will, but Willie Kemp, Coach Willie Kemp. We just want to, like I said, know about your story, man. So how did you start hooping? Like, was there a person that you met or that you grew up with that got you hooping and started playing basketball?
Well, that goes back a long way. Again, I want to thank you guys for having me. I thought y'all weren't gonna never invite me on the show.
What?
Um,
Oh man,
I've
come
been,
on.
hey,
Hey,
look,
look.
I've been watching everybody. I said, man, when they gonna invite me? Man, when y'all asked me, man, I was man excited to come on. But
Oh,
going
for
back,
sure. Appreciate it.
man, when I was a kid, man, that's all I used to do is, man, play basketball. Just, man,
Yeah.
in Bolivar, Tennessee, in the parks, at the asphalt. Just always had a ball in my hand,
Yeah.
and I always played summer ball, fall ball down in Bolivar, Tennessee. And this guy, Coach Beckton, he was the first coach I ever played AAU for. So, man, I always thank Coach, man, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got seen, and
Yeah.
so playing with him being our coach. I mean, playing with you, Cal, as a youngster, man, getting seen by people all over the country and getting seen by some people down in Memphis, and man, that's where I got my first opportunity to play, big time AAU basketball in Memphis, Tennessee. But that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Coach Beckton.
Hey,
Oh,
that
that's so
that was
good.
that was God. That was God's hand working in that. Well, I'll never forget. I told Brian, Lake, we had came down to Memphis and got beat up pretty good, and I told Brian Lake, I said, "Look, man, we got to find some more players." And the first people, he said, "Man, I know these two guys, Lil Willie and Jawan." I said, "Well, you
Yeah,
need to take me to go see Lil Willie and Jawan." And I came up
man.
there that Saturday and saw y'all playing, and that's history, man. I saw you and Jawan just stood out, and you were quick as lightning and looked like you were born with a basketball in your hand. I mean, it was just amazing. So, hey, that was my pleasure, man. Thank you for giving me an opportunity, man, to play a small part in your life, man.
No doubt, Coach. No doubt. Thank you. No problem at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the first thing I remember when we came up there to see you play. Like, I think you had came over to like introduce yourself to my dad, and I was like, man, he seems like real mature. Because I know they say you were younger, but he came over there and shook my dad's hand and was like looked him in the eye, and I was like, man, he seemed like real mature to be younger than us. But that's what I
Mhm.
remembered the first time I saw you. I was like, that just stood out to me though.
I
Um,
agree.
but
Yeah, it was. I mean,
was
like I
there?
said,
Yeah.
it was my first
No, go
time getting
ahead.
that
Go ahead. Go
opportunity.
ahead.
It was my first time to get that opportunity to play AAU basketball. So I was just, man, excited. And again, I knew you guys was a year or two older than me, but just to get that opportunity to play for you guys and to play AAU and to travel, man, it was exciting to me, and I still remember like it was yesterday.
All right.
For sure. So, like you said, coming up, you were always hooping. Was there like a point or like a certain game or a certain age that you like realized, like, man, I'm really good at this, and I'm like better than like some of the other people that's my age?
Oh man, it's probably when I was probably I think I was around about probably about 7. In Bolivar
Yeah,
they have the 6, 7, 8 league. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
when you smaller, you play in the leagues in Bolivar at the municipal center. So
gotcha.
I remember I was my team was losing, and I forget it was a saying. I don't know if it was Brock Sane or Chase Sane. It was one of the same boys, but they had the ball and we was losing. The time was running out, and so I'm calling for the ball. I'm calling for the ball. He wouldn't pass me the ball, And so what I did, he on my team, so I went and stole the ball from him. So, this true story. So I went and stole the ball from him, and man, I went and scored and won the game, and man, everybody just was amazed by that, and it shocked
Yeah,
some people, but some people it was just amazing to do something like that at a young age, because I wanted to win so bad, and just to go and steal the ball from my teammate and score the winning basket. I knew then that basketball was my calling.
All right.
man, that is a great story. He said, I got to get this ball. You about to make us lose, Brock saying, or whatever it is. You about to make us lose this game. Yeah,
Hey
that's
Willie, you
that's
did you did what every coach tried to teach you point guard. Go get the ball.
Right, right. Yeah, you right about that, coach. And like I said, it was bad that my teammate had the ball and I had to steal it from him.
Right.
yeah. But like you mentioned before, like you said, you started playing AAU, traveling, and you also had a great AAU career, middle school career, and going into high school as well. Like, do you feel like you made a bigger name for yourself playing AAU or playing high school ball back in Bolivar Central?
This it's kind of to me it's kind of 50-50 because like I said, if I didn't play AAU, with Coach Beckton, also with Memphis War Eagles, I wouldn't have been seen, nationally, you know what I'm saying? And so as a young age,
Mm-hmm.
I think I went down there when I was like 12 or 13 or something like that. So I can remember in middle school playing games and having to leave at halftime so I can, get to Memphis and, playing the game there. So
Yeah.
and also getting to high school. I mean, everybody always asks me, what's the best time of my life playing basketball, and it was high school.
Yeah.
Cal, you know how those games used to be down in Bolivar,
Man.
Coach Beckton. Y'all know how they used to be, and man,
Yeah.
it was just a fun time in my life. You know what I'm saying? It was just amazing being able to play for your hometown. Win state championships. Every game you go to is packed. So
Mm-hmm.
it go hand to hand, 50-50.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Hey Willie, I don't know if I ever told you this story. You remember when we went out to Las Vegas that time?
Coach, I will never forget it. We were staying at the Circus. Hey, Coach, I will never forget it, Coach. Man, man, we had some stories, and you remember
Right.
that,
We had a
Cal?
ball. Like we had a
Man,
ball
we
for
had some
real.
stories right there, man.
I
We
remember,
stayed at Circus.
man, y'all had dusted somebody. And I don't know if you remember, there was a guy, you were getting ready to shoot some free throws, and I told you it was like tied up in 5 seconds. I said, Willie, big time players make big time shots. And you went up there and sunk both of the free throws. And this guy came up to me after the game. I don't know if I ever told y'all that. And he said, man, them two guards you got, he talking about you and Kyle, now y'all some kids. He said, what college they going to? I was like,
Yeah,
he said, man, those are the two best guards I've seen in this whole tournament. I said, man, they just kids, man. I said,
Yeah.
they ain't on the college radar just yet.
nah,
But
we weren't on there yet. We were just some hometown local jokers back then. But man, we was
Right.
going all over the country playing teams and winning. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was just kids from Bolivar, Tennessee, Wyver, Tennessee, just coming together, and we playing some of the best kids in the nation, and we was actually winning.
We
Right.
should have
Right.
won that tournament in Las Vegas. I blew that.
Nah, it wasn't on you, coach. It was on me. It was on your two guards. It was on me and Cal.
Right. Right. We should have brought it home. We should have brought it home. We could have. We could have did it though. Yeah. Yeah, you got anything? Anything else you
Yeah,
got?
man, like you was talking about those games in Bolivar, man. I remember, man, I knew I had to get there early. And man, it was an atmosphere like I've never seen at any level of basketball. You know, I'm talking college or whatever, man. And just how to, yeah, I know you said it felt good to be playing for your hometown and stuff like that. And how being a little fella, just how great a feeling was that, Willie?
Man, coach, it was crazy. You know, when we got the girls game starting at 6:30, you got people outside at 4:30. You know,
Right.
Cal, you remember that. You know, everywhere we
Hmm.
go, it was
Man, we had a
crazy. You know, and
yeah, yeah,
wherever we went, it was the crowd was there. You know, our fans gonna follow us to every game, and you know that's something I will never forget. You know, the fans in Bolivar. You know, man, they was amazing, and they still amazing to this day. But I don't think it's not as crazy as it was when we played. You know what I'm saying? So I done been back to a lot of Bolivar games since I done got out of school, stopped playing basketball, retired. But you know I don't think the kids they will never know what those games was like when we played. You know back then. I mean every gym we went in
Right.
was
yeah,
was sold out. Every game we played at home was sold out. It don't matter who we played. We could have played the worst team in our district, and it was crazy, you know. So
yeah,
that just was a fun time in my life, and you know, some lifelong friends, you know, was on that team, and man, just to compete at a high level, you know, we played some really good teams, not just teams in West Tennessee. You know, we played some of the best teams in the state, played a couple national teams. So it was
Right.
just a fun time in my life, and it was something that I will never forget, something I will cherish for the rest of my life. You know, I don't think no fans in high school basketball is like the fans in Bolivar, Tennessee.
I hear you. I hear you.
hey, that's real. So I like you said, you had a great career down in Memphis playing AAU, and I'm sure you had like other high schools coming to try to get you to come play. Like what was it that made you want to come to a small town in Bolivar, like where most people or a lot of people kind of get overlooked? What made you decide, hey, I'm gonna go back to my home and play for my hometown?
I mean, it was where I grew up at. You know, it was
Yeah,
the people that I grew up with. You know, going to school and you know just being loyal to Bolivar. You know, there's some that I cherish a lot. You know, where I come from because a lot of people don't know about Bolivar, Tennessee. You know,
yeah,
when you go places, you say something about Bolivar, they don't know. You know, they know about the mental hospital that we have.
right.
So, but now you know as we got older, you know you say something about Bolivar, it's a basketball town.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
people know Bolivar, man, from basketball throughout the whole state.
Hmm.
And after we left, you know, they still competed at a high level. You know, they won a state championship in 20. I think it was 2010
Right.
Yeah, I think
if
so.
I'm if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. But been to the state, you know, many times after we left. But you know, it just was, man. It was where I from, where I was from. My family was there. You know, just got a lot of love and support from Bolivar, and I always just wanted to support them and play for the hometown team.
All right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh
So
man.
Willie,
So mhm,
you were double A Mr. Basketball in 2006. What that
mhm.
feel like?
Man, it feel good. It feel good to be, you know, nominated. For Mr. Basketball 2 years in a row. Lost one year, then come back and win it. You know, it felt good. You know, just to be the best player in the state of Tennessee.
All right.
Absolutely. Man, I feel like he could have won it like about 3 years in a row for real, because like you led your team, led us when you were a sophomore, and then led a back-to-back championship as a junior. So man, you
Hmm.
definitely had an illustrious career. Got your jersey retired for the Tigers. Did you make it to the ceremony, or was there a ceremony for you?
Yeah. I made it back
Yeah.
for that, and you know, Coach Rudisell, you know, was one of the main guys to make that happen. You know, and Also,
Mhm.
I mean, a great coach, a mentor, just like Coach Beckton, someone that I still talk to this day. And
Mhm.
just for the people down at Bolivar Central High School to recognize me and retire my jersey. It was like a dream come true, where, number one can't be, worn no more. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't get that opportunity to make things like that happen. And, I was fortunate enough to get my jersey retired by Bolivar. But again, that goes back to, Coach Rudisell and also guys like Coach Beckton who I who paved the way for me, and gave me the opportunity and the tools and the jewels to for the game of basketball.
Absolutely.
Well, I
Um.
remember one time when we were getting ready to we were practicing, getting ready to go out to Vegas, and I said, well, we're through. That's enough, fellas. We good. And you said, Coach, we need to practice some more.
Um,
And I
it,
was
it
like,
wasn't nothing like it, man.
I said,
If you're
so
doing
I can
something
see,
you love to do,
I can
you-
see, I looking back in retrospect now, that was the coaching you back then. You knew better than I did that we ain't got this stuff down yet, and we need to go over this some more. So I was just thinking about that. I remember that time when you said, "No, coach, we need to practice some more." And you came up with some plays. I said, "Hey, Willie, what you think?"
I think that's just from wanting to be in the gym, coach.
Yeah,
I didn't want to do nothing else. Like I didn't want to play no game. I didn't want to be outside or nothing. I wanted to be in the gym, and
Yeah.
that's all I wanted to do. And to this day, I don't play any, 2K or Madden or nothing. And I think they come from, when I was young, want to just be in the gym all the time, just learn about basketball. That's all I wanted to do. That's
I
all I wanted to do as a young guy, just be in the gym and play basketball.
hear you.
Man, and that definitely set you apart because that's what I think I was telling me and Brian were talking about it, like how like we would practice, but then after practice we really didn't like work on our game individually. Was that something that you were doing like outside of basketball practice in high school, working on your game like in or after or before practice?
To be honest, in high school, nah, I didn't. I didn't work on my game in high school, not at all. I didn't, and not until I got to college, and I realized,
Mhm.
like, man, people really, be got trainers and work on
Yeah,
their game. Like, it was all new to me. And
right,
when I got to college, we didn't, just train like that. We were just naturally good back then. You know what I'm saying?
right.
In high school, I was just more talented than everybody around me. You know what I'm saying? And so
Hmm.
I didn't work on my game at all. And I
Yeah,
see, like now all the tools that these kids have, opportunities
man,
they got, the trainers, the technology. It's like
right.
if you playing basketball now, you don't have no choice but to get better because
Right, you don't have
it's
no
so much
excuse. Like you
stuff
said, you got
nowadays. And
YouTube videos. You can get drills from
man,
them and everything. Yeah,
I can only imagine if we had those type of things back then, how good we would have been. If we literally trained with somebody every single day,
right, right.
we would have
Outside of
been a
practice,
lot
because like
better.
that was the only hooping we got was like in practice. Yeah,
There you go.
in practice.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it. The only
yeah,
time you working on your game is when you in practice. When practice over, it's time to go.
right,
We leaving.
right. Man, yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Um, so as we mentioned, you had an illustrious high school career. Had plenty of offers to pretty much go anywhere into any school you wanted to go to. And you decided to go to the University of Memphis. Can you talk about like that process of choosing Memphis and like some of the other choices that you had and why you end up choosing Memphis?
Ah man, I never talked about this publicly,
Oh, okay.
but I'm gonna tell you guys though. I'm gonna tell you
Uh,
guys.
okay.
So I mean, I could have went anywhere. I had a lot of offers from schools throughout the country. I mean, a lot of them. I could have went anywhere, ACC, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, anywhere. So I
Yeah.
got my five choices. I got it down to Memphis, Kentucky, Arkansas, Alabama, and Florida.
Hmm.
So Went to visit all places. Went to UT. Man, it was fun. I enjoyed it, but man, it took me so long to get up there. I was like, man, this is a long way from home. So
Right. Yeah.
man, went to Kentucky. When Tubby was there, enjoyed that. It was pretty cool. Went to Arkansas. Actually had the most fun at Arkansas.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't too far, but it was for me, a kid that ain't never went out of Bolivar, Tennessee. There's
Mhm.
it's like, man, I'm gonna go this far from home. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, and my mom was sick at the time. My
Mhm.
mom had polycystic kidney disease, so my
Right.
mom was sick at the time. So she was doing dialysis 3 times a week.
Mhm.
So she did that 3 times a week. Man, when I was in middle school playing basketball, high school basketball, everything, but never missed a game. Never missed a
Right.
game. So and I was like, man, if I go all the way to UT or to Arkansas, to Florida, Kentucky, she ain't gonna be able to come to every game. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
so there was a big choice, why I went to Memphis, because my mom was sick at the time.
Yeah.
I wanted to stay close to her. I wanted her to come to, every game like she been coming,
Right.
because she was my motivation. She was my coach. She was everything to me. So I wanted to stay close to home so she can come to games. But the thing about
Mhm.
it, she didn't want me to go to Memphis. That was her last choice.
Oh,
And
really?
so because how everything's going on in Memphis. And she didn't want me to go there. Get in trouble, or something bad happen or whatnot. So that was the
Right.
last choice for her. You know what I'm saying? But
Wow.
us, we think we know it all. Think we know it
Mhm.
all, think we know more than our parents know, or whatever it may be. And so I made a decision on my own. I
Okay.
made a decision on my own to go to Memphis and to be close to my mom, and the thing about it, she didn't want me to go, but I went anyway. And man, she didn't talk to me, I know, at least probably about 3 weeks. Like
Oh,
we didn't
really?
we
Oh,
didn't
cause
talk.
she was shocked that you went.
She was shocked. She
Wow.
was mad. Like she didn't want me to go to Memphis, not at all. But
Mhm.
I tried to tell her, like, I'm making this decision so I can, stay close to you. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you sick. I want you to come to every game. But she was like, I'm gonna be okay. Like I literally don't
Mhm.
want you to go to Memphis. But made that
Yeah.
decision, and rest is history.
All right.
Gotcha.
Go Tigers, go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Everybody was super happy for you. When you made the choice, like, man, we like, look, Will at Memphis now, bro. Like, that was a big deal because, like, a
Coach
lot of
Beckton
the
didn't want
people
me to
that,
go to Memphis. He know he didn't want me to go to Memphis. Where you want me to
U,
go, Coach?
UT, and I ain't a UT fan.
Yeah.
I'm not a Vol fan. I don't know if I ever told you this, Willie. I'm talking, saying stuff now I ain't never said publicly, because I just say this. I feel like if you had gone to UT,
hmm
you'd be finishing up your NBA career right now. That's
I
just
agree. I agree 100% with I agree. I feel like if I would have went anywhere other than Memphis, I would have had a better career. And it's like once that year that I went to Memphis, Cal was just getting started on getting the top point guards in the nation.
right,
When before I went, the year before, it was Darius Washington was there. He
right,
was
yeah,
a highly rated point guard coming out of high school and was a freshman. And so, the next year, that's when I went, and
hmm
was highly rated point guard. Like I said, I think my freshman year had a pretty good season. I was on the
yeah,
draft board, early second round.
hmm
But after that, he's bringing in the top point guard. So, and he still do it to this day. If you a point guard, you really got to be gone after that first season. Some people stay 2 years. Like, for example, I know Wagner. He was with him last year at Kentucky. Now he
hmm
with him at Arkansas. But man, if you go back and you look at Cal point guards, when it was Darius Washington, it was me. it was Derrick Rose, it was Tyreek Evans.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're
After
right.
that, it was John Wall, Eric Bledsoe. So if a point guard for Cal, you got to be gone after that first year. You know,
Right,
if you
because he's trying to
if
bring
you
in
ain't
the
gone
next.
after that first year, he bring it in the next man,
Yeah,
top point guard in one of the top point guards in high school. So
yeah,
that, I mean, that's just what he do.
Right.
yeah. But yeah, that's a great story. But how did you do with like the transition from high school to college? Because you know you have some kids who don't know what to expect. So maybe you could share a little bit of light on like what was your transition being a top player in high school, one of the top players in the country, going to a D1 school. What was your transition like, and what was some of the things that maybe you wish you had known before you went in?
It was hard for me. It was hard, and
Yeah.
I think it was kind of hard because I mean everybody know how Cal is, as a coach. He's gonna try to break you down, to see, if he can count on you, when the times really get tough. So
Mm-hmm.
that summer going into my freshman year was rough for me, and you just do things different. You in the gym, you lifting weights, you eat, you trying to put weight on. You got a trainer now. So it
Yeah.
was kind of tough for me, and I never had a coach that just, man, be on me about every little thing. You know what I'm saying? Do this right, do that, do that, do that. And Cal, he was one of those. He's one of those type of coaches, and and he saw something in me. He saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, he's like a father figure to me. Talk to him all the time. And
Yeah.
like I said, he made me a man. I still was a kid, going to college, 17,
Yeah.
18 years old. But like I say, it was tough, and if you're going to a high major Division I school that's competing for a national championship, it's
Yeah.
gonna be tough as a freshman. It's gonna be tough. You're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to get up at 4:30 for 5 a.m. workouts or 5 a.m. practice. I wasn't used to that. I ain't never had no practice at 5 a.m. And I
He like, why? Like,
go
why are
home.
we in here this early?
Man, I'm
Yeah.
ready to go home. I'm like, man, this man is on my butt. Like he's yelling at me. We in here for 2 hours twice a day. Like, man, what's going on? Like, I ain't
Right.
signed up for this, but man, it was good though, man. It made me who I am today.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, hey, you one of the Tigers all time, the Tiger fans all time favorite players, man. Everybody knows Willie Kemp, man. You've been loyal to the program, and hey, Kyle went to Middle Tennessee State. He still wear University of Memphis stuff. You know.
He want to be a Tiger coach.
Man, I do. You right. I do. I do. I love him. I love him. Like you say, I've been, man, watching them since Elliot Perry. So it's been a while. So man, and then like I said, to see one of my friends, my teammates go there, it was like, man, I love it. So
And
I was, tuning in to every game I could for sure.
I remember y'all were playing, Kyle, your senior year. Y'all playing Corinth down there in Mississippi. And I looked up and looked behind me, and it was Calipari and Barbie sitting behind us. And I guess,
Mhm.
Willie, you in 10th grade, then that's when he first started looking at you, I guess. Because he sat there for the whole ball game. I think y'all lost that game, too. Because that was one of them AAA teams y'all lost to that year, because it was White Station,
Uh-huh.
Corinth, and
Mhm.
Ridgeway. And those were the only games y'all lost, wasn't it? Oh, no, Jackson
I
North. Did y'all lose it?
Yeah. Yeah, we
Jackson
did lose
North.
the North Side in the tournament,
was
but
that my
we
freshman
played.
year?
No,
No,
that was your sophomore year.
you in the
Sophomore
10th
year.
grade.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. I ain't 100% sure though.
Right. And he was sitting up there, and because I told my wife, I said, that Calipari here. She said, who you think you're looking at? I said, he probably looking at Brian and Willie. That's probably who he's looking at, you know.
Uh-huh.
And kind of find out that's exactly who he was looking at, because, I talked to Brian before, and they actually were considering Brian. They actually wanted Brian. I won't go into that story. I'll let him tell
Yeah.
stories.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
anyway, man, y'all, I don't know. I kind of regress back to that season. Y'all, look at, I was telling my wife the other day, y'all one of the best. That team right there was one of the best high school basketball teams I've ever seen. I'm 74 years old, and I've been watching basketball since 1962. I was
Was
12.
who was that? Was Jawan, Brian?
Uh,
Yeah.
that, Elijah won,
Uh-huh.
and Kyle, and well, and Kyle and Buck and Jay Griggs was coming off the bench, I guess, for y'all, and team was,
Yeah.
you
Pee
know,
Wee. Yeah. Teaming.
and Pee
Yeah.
Wee. Yeah, that's right, Pee Wee. Look, y'all was so tight. I don't want to take up all the time, but I'll never
Are you
forget
good?
when Kyle and them was in the 10th grade and they lost, and I told Coach Rudis here, he said, "You never know, you may not get back here again." I said, "Yes, you will."
Right.
I said, these guys that's coming up, I said, what they got that these other guys didn't have, they like each other.
There you go. That goes a long way right there, coach. That goes a
Everybody
long
knew what
way.
their role was, and y'all adapted, and y'all knew what y'all strength was. If a play broke down, y'all been with each other so long. Kyle used to tell me, he said, "Dad, I know exactly what Willie gonna do,"
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
you knew
We
what
played,
he was
like you
gonna
said, we
do.
played since we was 9 or 10. So by the time we got
Exactly.
to senior year,
Man,
it
I
was
saw you.
easy.
You
It was
threw a
easy.
pass to Kyle one time on a fast break behind the back of your head, and Kyle caught it and laid it up. I was like, now a lot of coaches would have got mad at that, but
You let us play that game, coach. You didn't, man. You let us play that game. So that, I mean, you always, if we out there working, you didn't say nothing. So
hey,
we, especially on the defensive end. So like I said, you let us play that game.
man, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you. But anyway, man, I'm getting chills just think about, you because you don't know what God got in store, man. I never knew that. I never knew when I moved out in Hardeman County what that was going to turn it, because I didn't move out there with the intentions of starting a basketball program. That's for sure. And now I
Mm-hmm.
look at all of the guys like you, Willie, Brian, Pee Wee, Nick, uh, Petey, and now Robin even coaching.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know
Kyle
that.
been coaching, man. All these guys, man, that I'm just grateful to God that the little seed that I planted, I can see the fruits of it. Yeah. But
Man,
but
thank you,
anyway,
coach,
I'm gonna
again,
shut up
man.
because we interviewing you,
Oh
Willie.
no, man, we having a good conversation, man. Whatever you want
Right.
to say, coach, is cool with me.
Yeah.
Like I
We
said,
just
man, we all those guys that you just named, man, you played a big part, in our life, at a young age. A lot of us didn't have a father in our life, you know what I'm saying? And so you was like a father figure to me. And I thank you for that.
Hey man, my pleasure. You don't know how proud I am. I'll touch on some of the other stuff here in a minute. That, but anyway, go ahead, Kyle.
all right. So yeah, we had got into talking about your college career. Like you said, you had a great freshman year, new experience with Coach Kyle. And then your second year, sophomore year is when y'all really took off as a team.
Mhm.
And made it to the championship, and had a great player, Derrick Rose, as your teammate, and several other great players as well. But what was that experience like, that sophomore year, bringing in those players and like playing with a player like Derrick? And did you play a part in like recruiting them and having them come to Memphis?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, like I said, I'll just go through, all of my years. My first year again, coming
Yeah.
in was great. Had we lost in the lead eight, lost to Mike Conley, Greg Odom, them had a good game. I think I hit like 4 or 5 threes that game. And like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I should have left, but Cal was telling me, we're gonna have a opportunity to win a national championship. It's this guy by the name of Derrick Rose that, he's the number one player in the nation. If we can
Mm-hmm.
get him to come here with the players that we already have, because we returned everybody. Most, I think
Mm-hmm.
everybody except like Jeremy Hunt. We had CDR coming back, Dozier, Dorsey, Anderson. We had everybody coming back that my second year. And so, man, Cal, told me who Derrick Rose was, and and I started talking to him on the phone all the time, almost every night, just recruiting him. When he came, and of course, if the number one player in the nation come in and he playing your position, 9 times out of 10, you probably gonna have to take a step back.
Right.
But it was for the team, and I wanted to win the national championship because I felt like it'll help my career, and a lot of people don't get the opportunity to win a national championship. So, like I said, he came and we made it to the national championship. We made it. And should have won it. Man, hurt me right now talking about
That's what I was
that.
gonna say. Is it still too soon? Is it still too soon
Man,
to talk about?
that one hurt right. That one hurt right there. But like I said, it was a good season. It didn't end how we wanted it to end. Tiger Nation, they still talk about it to this day. And that team right there is a lot of Tiger fans' favorite team. Not just recent of all time. A lot of people love that team that made it to the national championship. And my third year, thought I was gonna get my spot back, and so I was, preparing to get my spot back, but a guy by the name of Tyreek Evans came, which was another top point guard in the nation. And my third year was, my confidence was gone, and I wasn't there my third year, but I still had some good moments or whatnot. But I wanted to be on the court, and my mind, I was in my mind, and it wasn't right, and I lost my confidence, and so bounced back, my senior year. But my senior year, that was the year that Cal left.
Right.
So that's when we had Pastor coming in, and so he was like, "Man, you gonna stay here? You gonna be my point guard?" I'm like, "I'm finna have my starting spot back. I ain't going nowhere." So, because everybody want to start, or especially when you're young or whatnot. So I was just like, if I'm gonna be playing, I'm gonna be the main guy on the team and be the point guard, be the leader of the team. I felt that it was only right that that I stay. Because Pastor, he was an assistant. My third year Pastor was an assistant, and and so just coming back and having that relationship with him, and staying and playing for him my senior year.
Right. So I actually didn't remember that he was an assistant coach. So you already had a relationship with him.
Yeah.
Like, what was like the difference? Was it a hard transition going from Coach Cal and then to a whole new coach? You've been with one coach your whole college career, and then you switching over your senior year. What was that transition like for you?
Nah, it wasn't hard at all, because I mean, if you coming from someone that, man, that's on you all the time, and man, telling you every little mistake you make, but in a good way, coaching you, like really on you, that you might hear some bad words, every other word, but then you go into someone that don't curse at all, that don't drink caffeine at all, which is fast. So that was the easiest transition for me. It was easy, very easy.
Would you take some of your coaching? Would you take some of your coaching, your personality as a coach? Would it be like Coach Cal? Are you like on your players like that, or are you more like laid back, just like more of a player's coach?
Oh no, you can't be laid back nowadays. These kids are different. So if you laid back, they gonna run over you. So you can't be laid back. I'm not my boys here. So you gotta be on them, and they gotta know you there. They gotta hear your voice. So I can't be laid back.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Dad. You had something.
So after college and the NCAA experience, then you decided to turn pro, and I still thought you had a shot at the NBA. So what was that like? Going to play overseas. You played in the G League a little bit.
Yeah, I played there my first year out. I played for the Grizzlies G League team my first year out of college.
Okay. Yeah. And then you decided to go overseas.
Yep. Like I said, I played one season here for the Memphis Grizzlies G League team, and after that, I just went overseas, and like I said, I played over there for 10 years. Had a great career overseas. Played in some some pretty cool countries. Played in every country that I played in the top league,
Okay.
and made some lifelong friends. And a lot of people don't get that opportunity. And that's what I tell kids today, man. If you take basketball serious, man, this basketball can take you all over the world. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So if you take that serious, it can take you all over the world. You still playing. Of course, everybody want to be in the NBA, but my mindset and what I was thinking, if I'm still doing something I love to do and I'm getting paid for it, I'm a
Right.
professional.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just not, in
Absolutely.
the NBA. Of course, but I mean, it's so hard to make the NBA even today. It's
Mhm.
hard to to make a 14-man roster. You got players all over the world. You got 30 teams in the NBA, so it's hard. It's
Right.
hard. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And just going overseas and again, still playing the game that I love to do, and getting paid for it, doing it for 10 years, man, had a ball.
I hear you.
Right.
As
So
that little kid growing up in Bolivar, did you ever think, man, I'm gonna be traveling all over Europe and getting paid for it?
Never in a million years. Never thought that I be in Europe. I thought I was making the NBA, so I wasn't even thinking about going overseas.
Right.
Didn't know nothing about overseas, but nah,
mhm.
it was great. I had a awesome career over there, and wish I was still playing.
I hear you.
Yeah. So
Well,
like
what
for
if,
some people who don't know, like what actually goes into like finding a team or a team finding you overseas in like a different league? Like how does that work? And did you have anybody to like help you navigate that whole situation?
Yeah, you got to have an agent. You got to have an
Okay.
agent, especially when you just going over there. So like I said, coming from a high major Division 1 school, and it wasn't hard for me to get an agent, because they gonna be calling, trying to get you. So you just have to choose which one you want. And like I
Okay.
said, the agent, he'll find you the job, and he'll tell you what they offering, and if he think it's a good choice for you or whatnot. And at the end of the day, you make the choice, if you want to go or not.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And did you like again, what was your transition from being college? College is still an amateur, but like you said, going to the pro level. What was that transition like? And did you feel like you were prepared from like the experience that you had with Coach Cal at Memphis? Were you prepared to take that professional step?
Yeah, for me, it wasn't hard at all. It wasn't hard. The only thing was, when I first went, just leaving my mom, and like I said, I didn't have any kids, or I wasn't in no serious relationship. I wasn't about to get married or nothing like that. So for me
Mm-hmm.
going overseas, it wasn't hard at all. Like I love being by myself. I like me time. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Yeah.
it wasn't hard for me to go overseas and play basketball.
Hey
Gotcha.
Willie, did you learn any other languages while you were over there?
Didn't learn nothing, coach. Didn't learn no what. Man, coach, I'm barely speaking English. I couldn't learn that language, coach.
The Rain
Exactly.
Man.
No, I learned I learned the basic words, like hello and thank you and
Right.
all of that. But just as far as just like learning and having a conversation with them, nah, coach, I ain't even gonna hold you on that. Nah.
Because that's what I was wondering about. Some of the coaches don't speak English either, do they?
For the most part, English is the number 1 language in the world. So
Right.
most people gonna, speak it. It might be broken, but they gonna speak it or they gonna understand it.
Okay.
So like I said,
Mhm.
that's why it be easy for Americans to go, to other countries, because like I said, we got the number 1 language in the world. So everybody gonna pretty much know English. If the coach don't know it, the assistant gonna know it, or he gonna know it broken. His English gonna be broken, but like far as me learning their language, nah, not
It didn't
happening.
happen.
Nah.
Hey.
Uh-uh.
So at what
Oh,
point, after you say after 10 years and you decided to retire, when did you decide to hang up playing?
Oh man, coach, man, if it was up to me, I'll still be playing to this day. But I was back. I think it was July 20th, 2020.
mm-hmm.
So I'm back home, right? during the summertime. I'm still playing over there, so I'm back home during the summertime. I'm going down Shelby. I was in Shelby Drive. Didn't have my seatbelt on.
Oh man.
See, a lot of people don't know. See, y'all my boys, so I can tell y'all, and now everybody else will know. You know what I'm saying? A couple people close to me know. So, like I said, I was going down Shelby Drive, and there was a car that stalled in the street. And so, when the car was stalled, and it was a car in front of me, and the car in front of me moved out the way at the last minute. And like I say, Shelby Drive is a 3-lane street, so I knew it was cars coming from both sides. So it was like, should I go to my left? Should I go to my right? Or do I just hit the back of this car right here? So I'm just like, man, I'm just gonna hit the back of the car. So because I knew it was cars coming from both sides, because I see the traffic coming, and it happened so fast. And so I didn't have my seatbelt on, which, being a knucklehead, should have had my seatbelt on. But like I said, I hit the stalled car, the stalled car, and it had threw me to the windshield, and my hip hit the steering wheel.
Okay.
And so I end up on the passenger side with my butt in the air. And so I'm like, it happened so fast. So I'm like, man, I didn't hit this car. Let me, get up. So I tried to get up, but I couldn't move. So I'm like, man, what's going on? So I'm like, dang. So I started pinching my leg. So I felt this. So I said, maybe I broke my leg or something. So I couldn't move. So I just stayed there. So the people, the ambulance, they got there pretty fast. So, they end up getting me out the car, pulling me out. But then come to find out, I broke my hip.
Okay.
So in 2020, I broke my hip, and like I said, I got rods and screws and stuff in my hip. And so, like I say, I had to learn how to walk again.
Oh man.
So it took me a whole year, because I wanted to get back, and they was like, when you get back, you can still play. That's what the doctors were telling me. You're gonna be all right. You'll be out 5-6 months, but it came out to be a year. And the guy that did my surgery, he was telling me, he was just being honest with me. He was like, man, you got rods and screws in your hip. He said you can still play, but I recommend you don't play, because if you put a lot of that pounding on your hip,
Right.
you're probably gonna need a hip replacement, and I talked to my family and close friends or whatnot, and it was an easy decision for me. It was hard at first, but like I said, I played 10 years over there, and so I was like, nah, I ain't trying to have no hip replacement. And I couldn't move how was moving before. And it just being a athlete and competitive as I am, and if you can't do what you used to do, it don't make no sense. And so long story, man, to make it short, that's why I stopped playing. So like I didn't come public with retiring or whatnot until like a year later, because I thought I was gonna go back and play. But like I said, I was able to walk again, and run. It just didn't feel right, I wasn't as fast. I couldn't cut how I used to, I couldn't, jump how I used to. So, it was just I felt like, it was time. Like I said, I wasn't sad about it, because like I said before, I played 10 years, what I'm saying, and some people don't get that opportunity to go overseas to even, be a professional basketball player. And to play 10 years, like it was pretty much an easy decision, for me.
All right.
Well,
Man, thank you.
Still, blessed to, after
Man,
an accident like that, you know what I mean? To still
blessed,
have a
man,
second
blessed,
chance,
yeah,
to
blessed. So,
rehab and then to get back, So we, what I'm saying?
yeah.
We thank God that, you're able to
Yep, a lot of, like I said, a
recover
lot of
from
people don't know that, man. And man, I feel like me personally, everything happened for a reason,
Absolutely.
and when that happened, that's when I met my wife, while I was here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When a couple days after I had the surgery, I met her. So, so I mean, maybe that's why it happened. I was able to meet my wife.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, look, Willie, God don't make mistakes, man. We'll think, like I said, if one door gets closed, he's gonna open another one. you know,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
without a doubt. And
Without a
now
doubt.
now that the playing door is closed, but now we got a coaching door that's open. So when you decided to coach, uh, what made you decide to go out there? Well, that's your alma mater, but you probably could have coached somewhere else. Why did
Yeah.
you pick Memphis to start out at?
Man, I picked Memphis coach because I wanted to learn, and I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn from Penny, you know what I'm saying? And so, I like, the way he coached, the style that he coached it,
Mm-hmm.
the way that his team plays, how hard they play. So, I didn't want to just jump right in it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people jump right in it and don't have a clue what they doing. So
Right.
I just wanted to go and learn. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so I was fortunate enough to go there. Coach Hardaway was there, Larry Brown was there, Rasheed
Right.
Wallace was there. So man, I was able to learn from some great coaches, and
Absolutely.
and man, it was amazing. So I learned so much, that year, how to run a team, what to do, what not to do. So, that's really why I chose to go to Memphis. I wanted to learn from the best.
all
Right.
right.
That's
Hey
one
man,
thing I
you
wanted to ask you about Larry Brown, just being around a legendary coach like that, man. Like, do you have anything you could share about Larry Brown, or like what he was
Oh man,
like?
Coach Brown, man. See, a lot of people don't know Coach Brown and Coach Cal. That's Coach Cal mentor.
right.
Okay,
So
I didn't know
him and
that. I
Coach
didn't know
Cal
that
like
either.
this. They talk
Yeah.
every day. And so I
Yeah.
already had new Coach Brown, coming,
Okay.
because he used to come to our practice all the time. And, he actually remembered me, and so
Mm-hmm.
man, it's just, man, being in his office, him telling the stories, when he coached AI, just,
Yeah.
he just want to tell you stories and talk about basketball, man. And when you talk about a great mind, one of the
Yeah.
best to ever do it at any level,
I agree.
man.
I agree. No, hands down, man.
Man, I think he was. I want to say he was like eight. I think he was maybe like 80 or 81 when he was over at Memphis. But man,
He still
still high
had it.
energy, moving around like it
Mm,
was.
Yeah.
Man,
So he
Coach
right.
still
Brown,
had it in him,
he a,
huh?
he a true legend.
All right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So after you stayed a year over at the University of Memphis, then you went over to Lemoyne. How'd that
Yeah,
come?
I went to Lemoyne. Went to help my guy Bonzi Wells out. He's with Georgia Tech now. So
Mm-hmm.
over when I was at Memphis, I was, just paying attention to everything, really didn't have a voice, you know what I'm saying? And so I was just, learning, writing everything down, what I learned each day, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And so then going over to Lemoyne, Coach Wells, which is a close friend of mine to this day, he gave me a voice, and
Mm-hmm.
he let me run practice. He let me draw plays. So, that first year at Memphis, I was just learning everything. My
Mm-hmm.
second year, I was able to have a voice, you know what I'm saying? So I was able to, you know, to run practice, to do different things, come up with defensive schemes, offensive plays, and all of that. So after
Yeah.
that, I knew I was ready to run my own show.
All right.
Got you. So was that like, was coaching always like a dream of yours, or was it like one day you woke up and you're like, man, I feel like I want to coach, I'm gonna get into it, or was it like always a dream for you?
I knew I wanted to do something with basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if it was, coaching, marketing, finance, or whatever it may be. I wanted to, do something with basketball. And
Got you.
after the rec, I knew I couldn't play no more, but I still wanted to
Mm-hmm.
be around basketball. So, I was like, man, I want to become a coach.
All
Got
right.
you. Absolutely. Um, and so, like we said, now you are the head coach over at White Haven. So, how did that opportunity come about? Coaching your own team over at White Haven.
Well, I still was at Lemoyne, and Dr. Hunter, which is the principal over at White Haven.
Mm-hmm.
He told me he was, man, just calling everybody. He was looking for a young coach that, man, that's up and coming, and he said he called about 3 or 4 people, and all of them said my name, and
Wow.
he said you know, he was gonna call me. He knew it was a long shot because he knew I was at Lemoyne at the time. So, you know, he just told me to just come over and just have a conversation with him, you know, and we'll just see where it go. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
so I went and had a conversation with him, and man, he sold me on everything. And so that's how it happened. You know, he
Right.
sold me
Yeah.
on it, and that's how I became the coach at Whitehaven last season.
Man, Whitehaven is almost like coaching college, man, because
Ah, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, coach, you here, you know, and it's great. You know what I'm saying? It coaching at Whitehaven ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And it's one of the only schools in Memphis that's still a community school. You know, so
Hmm.
they got the own model, like everybody still, man, Whitehaven. They gonna come out, they gonna support you. And so, you know, and it was a good opportunity for me, and I'm glad I took it. And man, we doing some special things over there. Whitehaven had a pretty good season last year, but this upcoming year, hopefully we can bring that gold ball back to Whitehaven, Tennessee.
I hear you. I hear you.
Absolutely. Did you so like from your first season, was there some things that you learned or like some things that came up that you didn't expect and you learned from those from your first season that you'll carry over to the future?
Yeah, it's really, man, learning your players. You know, that's the
Hmm.
main thing. You know, because
Yeah.
you with them, you with them almost every day. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
seeing them almost every day, and it's like you got 14, 15 different personalities. So you just gotta learn how to, what this guy like. Maybe I can like say something to this guy, but I can't say it to this guy. I can yell at him, but I know if I yell at him, I ain't gonna get the best out of him. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just all about learning your players, and that's what I've been doing. That's something that I want to do. Learn each player. You know what I'm saying? Just spend
Hmm.
time with them. Bonding off the court. Because to me, you know, I mean, when I was with Cal, we always was at his house. Every weekend. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And so it's about bonding to me, the team, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if they bond together, like you stated earlier, coach, we were so good because we liked it each other. That's
Right.
what you
Hmm.
said earlier, because we liked each other. So it's just trying to, get these guys to like each other, because the kids these days, they different. They ain't,
Hmm.
their mentality, not how our mentality was. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
so it's just, man, trying to get them to to be together, and to bond together, to know that you got somebody that got your back.
Right.
So
Right.
Right. Right.
that's
Like
the
you
main
said.
thing that I learned from last year, man. Just, man, trying
Hmm.
to get the boys as close as possible on and off the court.
Right.
Definitely, that
So,
definitely makes a
so
difference. Like you said, and you like a father figure for some of those guys. So just like
Yeah,
getting them to trust you, and then they'll actually play harder for you. They'll run through a brick wall for you if they trust you and they know that you got their best interest. So that's real right there.
absolutely. I agree with you 100%, Cal.
Hmm.
so what was it like your first season? You're the head coach of the Whitehaven Tigers, and you went and played the Bolivar Tigers. What was that like?
Oh man, it was a good game. Like I said, I took my boys down there, and like I said, they knew the Willie Kemp from Memphis. They didn't know the Willie Kemp from Bolivar. So just to go back and have a whole all my stuff in the trophy case, and they
Yeah.
have pictures up everywhere. People came to the game with my jersey on. See my jersey on the wall. See the state championship banners, the pictures. So man, it was a great night, and my boys, man, they enjoyed it. It was one of they want to say like best games. What they had fun. What I'm
Right.
Yeah, they were
saying?
hype. They
You
were
know how
hype
the
about it.
fans, are in Bolivar. And me
Yeah.
going back and playing down there, they all came out. So the atmosphere, it was just
Yeah.
crazy to them. And man, they was like, man, we want to go back to Bolivar again. Can we go back to Bolivar and play? So man,
Man, it's
it
something
was
about that gym though. I don't know what it is. It's something about it that just like make you have fun
yeah.
hooping though. I don't know what it
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
especially when it's packed, and like I said, it was
Yeah.
it was packed last year. Coach Chris doing a amazing job with those boys down there that he got. And like I said, overall it was a good game. Like I said, we came out with the win, but overall, great game.
All right. All right.
Awesome, awesome. So, like you said, you're going into your second year. How do, as a coach, how do you spend your summer? Like, what type of things are you working on as a coach, and then also like your team? What type of things do you do to help y'all get better?
Man, just man, getting stronger. Because a lot of teams don't lift weights, especially in high school. They don't take it serious.
Yeah,
And like I said, just trying to prepare the guys for college. And if they doing it now, it'll be easy for them when they get to college. And
right.
just giving them college workouts or whatever it may be, getting their body stronger. Because like I said, when I went to college, I didn't. We lived sometime, but we didn't live like it wasn't serious. Because
Yeah,
Rudy said
yeah.
was telling us what to do. You know what I'm saying? But when you get to college, you got to train them. So,
Hmm.
to me, is really, getting those guys, trying to get those seniors, get their body right, and man, just trying
Hmm.
to get them ready for the next level.
Right.
Got you. Have you seen any improvement in their bodies and in their like
Oh,
endurance? Oh,
absolutely, man. Like I
yeah,
said, Cal, yeah, man, you got to come down and see me this year, man. You got to come.
yeah.
I got some studs this upcoming season.
All right. Yeah,
We
I've been
gonna
seeing
check it out.
you got some transfers over there. That's awesome.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later, Coach.
I said Willie gonna have a whip this year, man. I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Like I said, man. We playing a national schedule. Like I say, ain't nobody did that, man, really since pennies. So we playing a
Mhm.
national schedule, and
Right.
like I said, I got some boys that can really play and compete at a high level. So it should be a fun year for us.
But you
So,
played a tough schedule last year because you played. Did you play
Yeah,
Cooper Flag and Curtis Gibbons and all those guys?
man.
And
Yeah,
you,
we played. Man, we played the number one team in the nation. Played the number seven team in the nation. Mount Bird Academy number one. AZ Compass number seven.
mhm.
We played. Who else did we play? We played Camden with Billy Richmond.
oh, okay.
We went to Kentucky, played Travis Perry, the all-time leading scorer in high school history.
Wow.
This He signed with University of Kentucky. So man, we played a tough schedule last year, but it's gonna be even tougher this upcoming season.
All right.
So, what goes into like putting a national schedule together? Like, how does that work? And then, why do you feel like that's important for your team?
Because for me, putting it together, people, if people seeing the team that you put together,
Hmm.
guys that bring national teams in town, you know what I'm saying, and so they see the team that I done built over at Whitehaven, so they know about the players that we have here, so they make calls for me, and I reach out to some people, so it's tell them that I got a pretty good team, sending names in or whatever it may be. So they like, yeah, this team is pretty good. So they
Hmm.
give us games, and for my boys, it's just giving them something different. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Traveling across the country, and playing some of the top players, because a lot of these kids don't get to play. The top players in the nation. You know what I'm saying? And so these top players gonna be future lottery picks in the NBA. We
Right.
play
Hmm.
Cooper Flag, gonna be the number one pick next year. You
Absolutely.
know, he could win last year. He would have been the number one pick last year. So,
Right.
just playing him, it give my boys, extra motivation, and it show them like, man, anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
playing a top player, but if you come out here and, do what you need to do, you might can come out with a win. So
Absolutely.
Right.
it just
Right.
giving them that opportunity to play some of the top players in the nation.
Right.
I
Just
saw
giving them that
something.
spotlight. Yeah.
I noticed something, Willie, last year when you first became the head coach over there. Before you ever even played your first game, I saw where you had posted on Facebook. A couple of your players had got scholarships, and I was like, "Now that's what a head coach is supposed to do." I mean, nowadays it just seems like, from my viewpoint, a lot of coaches they want the notoriety of winning the games, but they
Hmm.
ain't looking out for the players' future. And that touched my heart right off the bat. I said, now, these guys hadn't even played for Willie yet. And
Hmm.
I know you know a lot of people, so I know you was picking up the phone, making phone calls. and you got these guys in the school and in the college, and I saw another one of your guys. He signed somewhere recently, didn't he? That's gonna be on your team this year, I think.
Yeah, like I said, it's man, I'm for the kids. A lot of people say they for the kids, but it's gonna show. It's
Right,
gonna show on the court. It's gonna show by the coach actions or what he do or what not. And like I said, I don't publicize a lot of my stuff. About my boys. Like I got players on my team that's got 10 high major D1 offers, SEC, ACC. I got other player that got 5 offers, D1 offers. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't, that's not for me, to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? It's
right,
it's, it's for them,
right,
and like I say, I'm about them, whatever they want to do, and long as they doing what they need to do in the classroom and doing what they need to do on the court, I'm for them. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not for me to, to always just throw my kid out. My kid got to offer here. He got to offer there. Nah. Just one of my boys just got an offer a couple of days ago, but I didn't put it out.
right.
But like I say, I just leave it to them to do because I know, I'm there for them and also there to do what I need to do and whatever I can to help Whitehaven win the state championship.
All right, all right.
Man, I think you got what it takes, man. I know you know the game and like you got the passion for the game and the love for the kids, man. And like I said, we just proud of you not only for what you're doing,
Absolutely.
as a coach, but just what you do in the community. Always,
Right,
uplifting the community, helping, people in the community, and that just means a lot, for you to come back when you don't have to do it. You just do it, out of the love of your heart. And like I said, we're
right.
very proud of you, man, for doing that.
Man, I
Um,
Absolutely.
appreciate it, man. And like I said, that's something that, that's big on me, giving back, being a member of Omega Psi Phi, that's something that, that we do, you know what I'm saying? And also, that comes back from how I was raised, always saying my mom, always helping people out, doing whatever she can to to make people smile, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know what someone is going through, you know what I'm saying? And
right.
Right,
so man, you never know. You know what I'm saying? That's why you always gotta, check on people, how you doing or whatever it may be. And, I always try to put a smile on someone's face, you know what I'm saying? Because it's bigger than man, it's bigger than the basketball, it's bigger than a lot of things around here that we do. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
some people don't have that opportunity or maybe don't have the funds for this type of toy or game or whatever it may be. And you never know if you never know who you blessing because
right,
one day
right.
you might need that blessing. So man, I just try to do what I can, man, to help people out, in the community.
Right. I just want to echo
Definitely.
what Kyle was saying, man. I'm just so proud of you. Not like I say, it's bigger than the basketball. When I see what you're doing in the community, back when you were playing and bringing toys to kids, and you may not want to say nothing about it, but I'm gonna say it because man, that's a good thing, man. And God's got some great things in store for you. Like the what you and your wife are doing. With these
Mhm.
houses for people who might have had a stumble in life. Because
Yeah,
everybody, hey, look here, if you live, you gonna mess up.
there you
Everybody
go.
gonna mess up, and
Mhm.
everybody need
Mhm.
another chance. And
Yeah.
and thank you, man, for being the man that you have become. And I just see great things in the future for you, man. Much love here, man.
Man, I appreciate that, coach. And like I said, man, it's been a long time coming. You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning every day. You know what I'm saying? And also, meeting my wife. Man, she's amazing. And like I said, she'd have made me a better man. And I'm pretty sure both of y'all can vouch to that.
Right,
You got to have a strong, black woman in your corner. You know what I'm saying? And
right,
man, my wife is amazing. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
she's been man down A1. When she just done showed me a lot. Throughout life. You know what I'm saying? Just I didn't learn so much from her. I'm learning from her every single day. And like I said, man, life is great. And I wouldn't want to do it with nobody else besides her.
Amen. I hear you, brother.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. But I just got like two little last little questions for you. So we didn't really talk about the championship game, the college championship game. I'm still hurt too by that. But you now as a coach, if you up three, the other team got the ball. Are you fouling or are you letting them shoot the three? What you doing?
Man, to be honest, Cal, I'm a defensive coach.
All right, okay.
I want to play defense.
You play
All
him
right,
straight up.
you gonna
I'm
make them
playing
make the
defense.
three.
I'm playing defense. But I mean, at that time, what I would have did it, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, it's just the flow of the game. Like it's just so many things happening. You know, when you a coach,
Yeah,
you know, I see it now. It just, man, the game is man, it's going. And
it's fast, right?
you
Yeah,
need people over there to like maybe say something to you or tell you something, you know.
Absolutely.
And you know,
yeah,
Cal, you know, maybe if somebody would have said something to him, told us to foul or whatever it may be, or I
yeah.
don't know, maybe we would have fouled, you know. But
But
you
see, I
know,
feel
I'm
like
a defensive guy.
back then, a lot of people weren't fouling. Like, but I feel like
No,
maybe
but they doing it
that
now.
game, that game right there, made people start thinking about that. Man, maybe we should
Yeah,
foul. You know?
I think it did, you know. And I
Yeah,
see now, I see it a lot. I see
Right.
teams
yeah.
up, you know, up three, and the other team got the ball, they foul. You know, but at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, you know, I'm a defensive guy. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like defense, you know, if your team playing defense, you know, defense wins championship, offense win games. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I'm trying to win championships. So, you know, I don't know, Cal. I really don't know. It just depends on, you know, the flow of the game. But, you know, I 9 times out of 10, I'm playing defense.
You gonna
Hey,
ding him up. Got you. That's real. And then the last one, I don't know if my dad might have something else, but mine was I want you to think about real quick, like either your favorite Bolivar Tiger and Memphis Tiger, or if you got like a few of them that you want to name that you want to shout out, that's cool too. But if you have a favorite, we'd like to get that from you.
Oh, man. When I was growing up, I stayed down the street from I moved around a lot. My mom, my two brothers, we moved around a lot. But at one point in time, we stayed down the street from Cameron Chris, Cameron
Mm-hmm.
Petey Chris. You guys
Yeah.
know, everybody know him from Petey. So I stayed down the street from him, and man, I wanted to be like him. You know, I wanted
Right.
to be like him, and man, just growing up, just seeing what he, you know, how he playing and whatever it may be, I was like, man, I got to be better than him. So, you
Yeah.
know, if he do this, man, I gotta do this. You know,
You be out
I
there
wanna
working
go,
on it.
you know, and he was one of the players that I watched a lot growing up, and that I patterned my game after, and you know, wanted to be like or whatever it may be. So, you know, guys like Cameron Chris, guys like, you know, Devon Lake, um,
Mhm.
another guy that I looked up to as well, Ashley Champion, man, Allen Lake, Sh- Cal, Brian, all the guys that was older than me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I looked up to a lot of people out of Bolivar,
Mhm.
Tennessee. But you know, the main one would be Cameron Chris.
uh,
Got you. Awesome. Awesome. Do you have a favorite Memphis Tiger?
Mm, I think I wouldn't say I got a favorite. I would say that national championship team. That's
Okay.
everybody on that team was, man, close. You know, even
Yeah,
like
y'all are tight.
this upcoming weekend, I'm going to hang out with Chance, you know, McGrady, you know, and
Yeah.
so you know, we got a group message. We was talking to each other yesterday. We all in the group message. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody, like, we still talk to this day. Like, that team was, man, we was close. You know
That's
what I'm
real.
saying? And so we
Yeah.
all still communicating. Man, that
Yeah.
was a fun year on that team right there, that national championship team. Well, runner up, but that team right there, everybody on that team was my favorite.
uh,
I
well,
love it. I love
my
it. I
last
love
question: who's your GOAT for the NBA?
it.
Go, man, you gotta go, MJ.
Yeah, right. It's
All
hard. You
right.
can't stop MJ, right?
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you got to go MJ. You know, a lot of the young folks, you know, LeBron is they go, you know, so you got to go. You know, they say LeBron, but you know, you got to go MJ. You know, and to me, you know, everything that MJ did, Kobe did.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that was, you know, to me, Kobe was second. But you know, after LeBron scoring 40,000 points, you know, you think about it like, man, that's a
Right.
lot of points. You know,
Yeah.
It's a
so
lot of
you
points.
know,
Yeah.
LeBron and Kobe, you know, they rub in hand. They right there. You know, LeBron, because that
Yeah.
40,000 points, you know, no, come on now.
That's a
That's
Yeah.
lot.
You can't sneeze at that, right?
nah, you can't, you know. But nah, I got to go MJ. And then I had, like I said, I had Kobe. But once LeBron scored them points, he kind of knocking on Kobe. He right there. Like, so he kind of, some days it's Kobe, some days it's LeBron for me. But overall, MJ all day long. MJ.
Me
So,
too. I agree with you.
You agree with me,
right.
Coach?
Right.
Oh, most
Yeah.
definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah.
So you going
Yeah. Like
Kobe or
I said, I
LeBron?
feel like MJ is the GOAT, but LeBron is my favorite though. You know what I'm saying? Just because I watched his whole journey, you know what I'm saying? And we kind
I
of the
watched
same
this whole
age.
journey.
You feel me? Watch him grow up. So he's my favorite. But like
So
you
you
said,
taking LeBron
MJ is
over
the GOAT.
LeBron your number two?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, Kobe is great, but like, I don't know, for some reason, I ain't used to like the Lakers. Like when Kobe was on there, I ain't used to like the Lakers. I used to go for the other team, the underdog team. So that's why I
Hater.
just put, yeah,
Hater.
The thing about LeBron is the man is almost 40 years old. And in my opinion, he's just as good as he was, and in some facets of his game, better than he
Coach.
was when he was 18.
Coach, hey, if me, you, or Cal spend $1 million on our body, we'll be like that. He spend $1 million on his body every year.
every
I
year,
hate it.
So can he? What he been in the league over 20 years? He done spent over
I
20
think it's
million on
22.
his
I think
body.
it's 22. I think
Yeah,
He
year
done spent
24.
over 20 million on his body.
on his
Yeah.
body, yeah,
Come on now.
yeah, that's
Okay.
crazy.
I hear you.
That's
I hear
crazy.
you.
And I wish let me spend $1 million on my body. Man, I have a new body every year.
Right, come back with new knees and everything
Man,
for the
I'm telling you,
season.
he don't. Hey, man, that's
Yeah.
another topic. He doing something. Trust me. Ain't no way.
We'll
Ain't
talk
no
about
way
that
you 40, you
off
still
camera.
doing it. Come on now.
Yeah.
But man, it's been great catching up with you, man. I just want to thank you so much for taking time out, man. I know you ramping up with the season and joining us this evening, man. I just want to wish you nothing but good luck. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying, and blessings in the future with your team and everything that you're doing. But man, thank you so much.
Man, thank you guys for having me again, man. Coach Beckton, thank you for everything, man. I'm the man I am today because of you. You know, I got a lot of guys that, you know, I look up to and, you know, think about, pray for all the time, man. And Coach, man, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be who I am today. Cal, man, I thank you, man. You, man, I spent the night at your house a lot back in the day. You
Man,
know what I'm
what?
saying?
Absolutely.
I thought I was going to the mansion when I was coming down your house. You know what I'm saying? So, man,
Oh
enjoyed
man,
that,
we
man.
had a ball,
Thank you
bro.
for being a friend, man. And like I said, man, you know, we still, you know, communicate, text here and there. You know, and like I said, you ain't got to talk to a friend every day to know, you know, that somebody's genuine and know they got your best interest. And man, thank you for that, Cal, man. And thank both of you guys for having me. Man, it was a pleasure.
All right.
It's all love, man.